Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a very exciting video. Today is my 3 looks 1 palette using the Mikayla and Glamlite Collab palette. Look at her, just look at her. I already did a first impressions on this, which should already be up. This palette, this packaging is one of my favourite packagings I own in my palette. It is how many is there? There's 30 shades in the palette, so it is a bigger palette than I normally do, even though I have done a few big ones recently. But this is the colour scheme. It's like colourful with like a row or two of neutrals, but it's not like a rainbow, it's just colour, you know what I mean? Like there's bright yellow, there's no red, there's no like certain shades, but like you have bits of things that you could do a little bit of a rainbow, but it wouldn't be a full rainbow to me, which I don't mind because it's a bit more curated in that way. The little row of neutrals I think is beautiful, and all I need in a palette. I don't need any more neutrals than that. In fact, I don't even probably need this many neutrals. And I just think the tones are beautiful. The tones of the colours are beautiful. You can get a nice bit of depth with each colour you go for. There's something that will deepen up other things. And the shimmers in this palette. I don't want to ramble too much because I already talked about it in my first impressions. But the shimmers, look at this. Oh my god. I'm so excited to get into more of these shimmers. I cannot wait. So for the first look, it's a bit more neutral. Obviously, it's a bit more soft, summery kind of look. We're definitely going to get into more colour and a bit deeper and darker, as I always do. But I'm so excited. If you want to see any up-close pictures of this look, then my Instagram is linked down below, and I will post pictures of all the looks up on there sometime after the video goes live. My backlog is just like, bear with me, okay? Just bear with me. I will post when I'm able to post, okay? We'll get it done, but it will go up. Trust me, just follow it and it will go up. Also hit subscribe down below to see many more videos. I will be using this more in the future. I will be using my other palettes in the future. I have many more palettes coming up, like more than I have time to do. And also my colour series, my collections, and Lush videos. I'm doing Lush videos more regularly now as well. Yeah, once a month hopefully. So yeah, hit subscribe down below and let's see how we get on with look number 1. Alright guys, so let's get into look number 1 using the Mikayla and Glamlite palette. Look how stunning she is. Today we're going to do, I mean for the first look, obviously it's all in the one video for you guys. I'm not going to necessarily say it's neutral, but there is neutral tones in it. I don't know whether to use glow up or accent. I'll have to decide depending on what colours the crease comes out. I definitely want to use something like Simba, maybe Gemini. I think that's what we might do. I'm not sure. I might use maybe like accent on the lid and then glow up on the inner corner maybe. I'm not sure. Let's have a little play with them. So I already have my skin done, bronzer and blusher. If I look really shiny, I've no highlighter on me right now. I'm sweating so bad. And my lights are just radiating heat, and I can't open my window because it's too noisy, and also there's no air outside, so it doesn't make a difference. And my fan is blowing warm air on me, so I'm having a moment. So I have those on. I've got my eye primer on and my brows on. It's all gonna be listed down below so you can see what's there, but I will mention my blush and bronzer at the end of the look. So we're going to start. So I want this to look quite summery, so I'm going to start with the shade Gemini for a couple of reasons. Number 1, I'm a Gemini. And for number 2, it's a really nice warm brown. It's not too orangey. Like it has an orangey tone to it, but it's not that warm orangey brown. I'm taking that on a MAC 217 brush, and we're just gonna fluff that through the crease. Hello, Mr. Motorbike. Thank you for driving by right now. Whoa, you're really loud. Why is that necessary? That is not necessary. So I'm taking that shade Gemini and popping that through the crease. I'm using a 217 from MAC. I want this to be quite blown out and winging it out a little bit as well. And I'm bringing it right through my crease as well. I was excited to get into some more of these neutrals, even though I didn't use any neutrals in my first impressions, but just to try some out and see what they were like. I do have another look that does involve more neutrals, but with a twist, because there's always a twist when I do neutrals. Okay, so next then I'm going to take a 221 brush from MAC. It's like a skinnier version of and a rounded version of the 217, and I'm getting shinier by the minute. I swear to God, I can feel it. And I'm going to take the shade Simba, which is the more kind of peachy tone shade. There is Buffalo Chicken, which is definitely peach, but it's more like a corally peach. So we're going to take Simba. And I just want to use this to bring more of that peachy tone into the look. And I just want to use that shade to bring a little bit more peachy tone into that look. So just going into the crease again. Don't fully cover up the first shade, but just blend it into it. So you can still see the other shade peek through, give a bit of transition. We definitely want that like nice corally peachy shade to be quite prominent. Okay, I don't know if I want to deepen this up too much more. If I do, I'll probably use something like cocoa, hot cocoa, so it'll be a bit warmer. But I think what I'm going to do is work on my lower lash line now. So I'm going to go back into Simba again, the peachier sort of tone. This is a Cash Beauty K10 brush, and I'm going to just run that through my lashes, basically. All along, I want this to be quite blown out like the top. Then go back with the shade Gemini. I'm taking this on a 219S from MAC, and we're going to use that, just tap it off a little bit, to blow out the lower lash line, to make it match the top. Remember, blend it down as much as you feel comfortable with. And then you can go back in with a little bit more of Simba if you want to just curl it up again. Okay, we're going to go into some shimmers next. We're going to take the NYX Glitter Primer, as I always do for shimmers. And I'm just pressing this out with my finger. I don't want this to be too fussy. I probably will do a cut crease at some point in this video. I think one of the looks I've planned out is going to be a really nice cut crease. So I think I'm going to use both shimmers. I'm going to take Accent first. I'm going to pop that on the lid because it's actually the more subdued out of the two, even though it's a little bit deeper in colour. Has a bit more of like a warmer, rosy, coppery base, where the other one is more of a pink base with a greeny gold kind of flash. The shimmers in this palette have been spectacular, as you can see. So that's just going all over the lid. Look how sparkly that looks, even though it's the more subdued out of the two. There is like little pink flecks in it as well, which I love. I'm just going to go back in with the shade Simba again, and then just pop that on the outer corner to blend into the gold, and a little bit around the crease. Okay, so then final step for the shadows, I'm going to take the shade Glow Up, which is that super, you can kind of probably see like it reflects pink, then really strong gold. It's so reflective, but I want to pop this on the inner corner to match the tones we have going on, and also just give that extra little pop. It looks similar to what's on the lid in the fact that they both have a bit of gold in it, but this just has more of a pinky base to it. How pretty is that colour? Like when I turn and it catches the pink in the light, or without the light, and then catches the gold in the light. I'm loving. Alrighty guys, so that is the finished shadows. I don't think I'm going to deepen it up. I really don't. Will I? Maybe. I'm just going to take the teeny weeniest little dab of hot cocoa, like a little bit, and just pop that on the outer corner out here, just to deepen this little corner here. Give a tiny bit of depth. It's not going to really like super dark or anything, but it just gives it a little bit extra dimension there. Well, it's going to take on that same brush, the little bit of hot cocoa, and just on the outer third here, just to connect. Alrighty guys, so that is finished for the eyes. I am very happy with how this is looking. I'm so sparkly, and I cannot wait to put a pair of lashes on to see what it looks like all complete. And I don't know if I want to match my lip to it. I think I have a lip in mind, so I might use that. I'm not sure. I'll have to have a play around with it. But I'll come back and I'll show you what I used. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am so happy with how this turned out. I feel very summery. I'm on holidays, but I'm really glad. I'm going to take loads of Instagram photos on my holidays. I would never wear this much makeup on holidays because I haven't got time for that. I'd rather be out drinking cocktails. But this is the vibe that I always try to go for. So I love this. My eyes look so blue with these colours in my eyes. I'm so happy with this look. So let me quickly go through everything that I used on my face. For my eyes, quite simple. All I did for my liner was use my Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade Honey Dude, which is just a nude, and I just pop that on the waterline to really open up the eyes. My mascara then is the Clinique High Impact Lash Elevating Mascara. This guy here, I'm still using it. I know all my mascaras are going to chop and change because I've pre-recorded lots of stuff, so I might be using different mascaras and different ones. I do try to stick with the one mascara until it's gone, and then I move on to another one. Then my lashes are the BH Cosmetics M205s. That's what the box looks like there. Super cheap and cheerful, very long, and just really wispy looking, and I just think it's really, really nice. I didn't want anything too dramatic with my lashes as well. I wanted something that's quite wispy, but still really opens up the eye for me. Then cheeks, I know I had my cheeks on before we started the video. So as my bronzer, I used my very melted looking, yes, definitely melting, Laritzy bronzer stick in the shade Aloha. It's the shade Stick Contour Stick is what it's called, in the shade Aloha. And I used that to bronze up my face, and I love this. It was up to about there when I first got it, and I know I'm down to about there, so I've definitely gone through a lot of it. There's that much left, so it's lasted me so long, but I would definitely repurchase this. Then my blush is actually a newer one for me. This is one that I ordered like a lot of Inglot stuff, and they were doing like a free gift with each item you bought. It was a really good deal actually. But this is one of their AMC cream blushes, which I love their cream blushes. It's this shade here, which is a really nice neutral, light terracotta almost, especially when it's on my cheeks. It's the shade 88 and I really like it, so I just patted that on with my fingers before I set my face. And then sticking with Inglot, we're going to go in with the, or well, I have gone in with the Inglot Sparkling Dust in for face, eyes and body, and this is 07. It doesn't have it written on the bottom anymore, but it is 07 and it's super wet looking. I didn't really need much highlighter because I'm already sweating and I'm already glowing with sweat. And then for lips, this is the kind of vibe I wanted for the lips, something that has some colour to it but it's still quite neutral. So I went in with the Sleek Matte Me Ultra Smooth Matte Lip Cream. It's one of those kind of neutral, pinky, browny, mauvey kind of shades, and I popped that on the lip. And then I was going to leave it matte, but I thought, nah, we're going to go glossy because everything else on my face was shiny. So I went in with this guy. This one is not available anymore. It's called Prancin' and Dancin'. It's a Dazzle Glass from MAC. But I know they do something like, I think it's called Dreamy or like Magically Delightful. If you have a look at some of their glosses, they have something like that, but it's basically like a sparkly terracotta shade. And I just popped that on top to give a bit of gloss. You could very easily just use a clear gloss, so you get a very similar effect. This just has a little sparkle in it, but clear would do. Okay guys, so that is look number 1 using the Mikayla palette. I know, quite neutral and soft for me, and I'm definitely going to get into more colour, especially in the next look is going to be super colourful, I hope. Or else the next one's more grungy. I don't know, I have 2 planned, so I don't know which one is coming up next. Let's find out together. Okay guys, excuse the shiny face. We're going to get into look number 2. I just have no other skin products on except a little bit of foundation and my brows and my eyeshadow primer on, which is all listed down below. But I did want to do my concealer or my powder in case I get any fallout, because today we're going to be using blue. We're going to be using these two, Rhody and Mass Hole. These two here. I also want to use a little bit of this hot pink and the shimmery pink here, and then maybe Naz again. I think that'd be very pretty. So yeah, we're going to do a bit of a cut creasy kind of action. We're going to do quite dramatic. That's what we're going for. So let's start. So I want to see how pigmented I can get this. I'm going to use Mass Hole first just to get all the blue pigment on there as the darkest shade. And this is going to go on the outer corner first. Just patting it on so I can really see where the pigment is going, and then I'm going to bring this a good bit of the way through the crease, like about 2/3 of the way, maybe leave a little gap in here because I might pop a little bit of the pink in there. Not sure yet, haven't decided. Yeah, that builds up really strong, holy moly. First little bit I just kind of was pressing whatever pigment I had on my brush on, but now I'm going in with my second little layer and we're getting there with pigment. Yes, I'm not really going to blend up too high or anything like that, just because I'm going to use the lighter blue to blend that out anyway. Okay, so now we're going to go into Rhody, I think is how you say it. Rhody. I'm going to go with Rhody, the light blue, that one. This is such a lovely tone of blue as well. I really like how it looks. And I'm going to just take that and we're going to just overlap that with the deeper blue that I have on my lid already, or on my crease. I forgot to say what brush I use, by the way. I use a Lavender Luxe from BH Cosmetics number 7 brush, was the first one I used. This one is also from Lavender, or the Lavender Luxe set, and it's a number 5. So it's a bit bigger. I feel like my voice is breaking. Why? So just going in and making sure that all the edges are lovely and soft. Blend up as high as you want to, out as far as you want to. Okay, so now I want to take a little bit of Iconic, which is this super hot pink, and I'm taking that also on another Lavender Luxe brush. This is a number 8, so it's kind of a pinched fluffy brush, so it's like flatter on one side and it's skinnier on this side. Just taking a little bit of that pink. It picks up so much. And we're just going to pop this on the inner crease in here. Just that little gap in there. If you've left a little bit of a gap, you don't have to do this step. This just adds another colour because I really want to try this pink out. And then just where they meet, just kind of blend into each other. They should blend into a kind of a lilac-y sort of shade. Just going back in with my darker blue brush and just fluff over that as well, just to get a good gradient. Okay, so I want to work on the lower lash line, so we're going to go back into Mass Hole. We're kind of going to repeat everything we just did, so putting a little bit of Mass Hole down, darkest, blend out with the lighter blue, and then go in with Iconic, the pink, on the inner part in here. So I'm going to take a 214 from MAC, a small little smudgy flat brush, take a little bit of Mass Hole, and pop that along the lower lash line, just right up against the lashes. And I'm bringing that about 2/3 of the way across as well, like what we did with the top. And make sure to connect that out here. But I'm not going to blend it just yet. I'm going to wait until I have my lower lash line concealer on and all that kind of stuff. I'm not even going to do the pink. I just wanted to get that colour down because it's quite pigmented and there's not much fallout. Like, I'd expect more from a colour like this, but I didn't want to risk it. Okay, so now I'm going to do a cut crease, and I'm going to use my P. Louise base in 0.5. I have number 1 as well, which is a bit closer to my skin. I just want to use this because I don't really use it otherwise if it's not for a cut crease. So for the cut crease, I'm going to take a Cash Beauty K09 brush, which is a flat, just a really, really skinny flat brush, and it's perfect for cut creases. I'm going to load up my brush nice and good with that P. Louise base, and that's just going to go on the lid first. So I've just painted that across my lid, and then just using the edge of my brush, I kind of brought it up a little bit higher than my actual crease because I get a little bit of transfer when my eye is like completely open. Plus, you kind of can't see it then if you can't see the cut crease if I don't have my, like if I have my eye completely open. So I just tend to go a little bit above it, nothing too crazy, just a little bit. And I'm just kind of patting over where this is meeting all the matte shades around here on the outer corner, because we will make those blend a bit better in a few minutes. So now I'm going to go in with Simping, which is this super beautiful shimmery light pink. It's not a colour I have a lot of in my collection because that kind of pink I don't always have. It's usually either super, super bright or super, super light to where it's almost a silvery kind of colour. So we'll just see how this looks. This looks stunning though. Look at that. So sparkly. That is going to go all over the lid. Ooh, that's sparkly. I don't even know if you can see that, but that's sparkly. What I have found with these shadows, with the shimmers and stuff like that, just get your base down. If it's not even like fully on, as in like not fully covering everything, just get a general base down, and then your second coat is what really makes it go bam in your face. That's it there. After a second coat, I pressed a little bit on my finger as well. It just looks so wet and shiny. Oh my god, I love it. I'm just going to take a little bit of Mass Hole again, the deep blue, just because that's what's right beside this pink on the outer corner, just to pop that in. So I'm just going in with a little bit of Mass Hole, just kind of stamp that over the edges here where it meets the matte. And you can go back and forth between the shimmer and the matte to get a nice blend going. Okay, so that's pretty much it so far. I want to jump off. I'm going to just tidy up my under eyes, do a bit of under eye concealer, and I'll probably conceal and powder my face as well. And then when I come back, we can finish off a little bit more of the eyes because I have a couple more little bits to do. Okay, so I have my under eye concealer on. I've also powdered my face a little bit as well. So let's do some lower lash line work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a, what is this? This is a shading brush from Real Techniques. I'm going to go back in with this shade Rhody, the light blue that we used to blend out the top. And we're going to blend out the bottom as well. So just overlapping that and connecting your blend out in the outer corner as well, just so it all flows nicely. And then just blend as much as your heart desires. And then with the same brush we used for the pink, I'm going to go back in with the matte pink, and which is Iconic. And then I am going to just fluff that on the inner part of the lower lash line, just in this little gap here that I've left. Then you can go back in. I'm going to go back in with my lighter blue brush and then just blend those together. Just want a little peak of the pink like the way we have up here. Okay, and then last little step, I'm going to go in with Naz, which is the kind of, it's like a weird shimmer. It's like a grey silver that reflects like a tealy kind of shade. And I just think it'll kind of tie in with the blues nicely. Plus it's the lightest sort of shade in the palette that I have. So I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. And I'm going to use, it also has a bit of lilac in it as well. I'm going to use a Real Techniques Detailer brush, just like a small little flat brush. And we're just going to pop a little bit of that in here just for a little bit of shine. Not too much because I don't want the base colour of it to come out too much. I want it to be just like the sparkle off it. Okay, so that is it for the eyes. I am going to jump off. I'm going to do a bit of liner, bit of lash, bit of cheek and a bit of lip, and then I will come back and I'll show you what I used on the rest of my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am so happy with how this turned out. I feel like an absolute Barbie right now. I'm loving it. So let me show you quickly what I used on my face. As far as the eyes go, for my liner up top, I went with my NYX Epic Ink liner in the shade Black. It's just a pen liquid liner and I love it. I think my wings turned out very well today. Then for my waterline, I wanted to kind of match the colours we have gone on, so I used two different ones. I used my LA Girl Shockwave neon eyeliner in the shade Electric, which is just a bright blue. It's kind of in between the deepest blue and the lighter blue. It's like a colour in between them, so I just popped that about 2/3 of the way across just to where the blue ends on the lower lash line. And then I used my all reliable Colourpop cream gel liner in the shade Boots, which is just a bright pink, and I popped that on the inner third here where the pink is. And then for mascara, I have moved away from my Clinique High Impact Mascara, which you'll probably see videos with me using that, or even the Lash Power Mascara, because I've pre-filmed a lot of stuff. But I am moving on to my Maybelline Great Lash Mascara, which I've never used before, and it's an absolute classic mascara, but I got it in a beauty box and I'm using it now, and I like it. I had to do 2 coats of it, but I like it. My lashes then are the Violet Voss False Limited Edition Faux Mink Lashes in the style, where is it? Sexy and I Know It. And they're just quite wingy, kind of zigzaggy or crisscrossy, and very dense in the root, but I think they just add a real nice kind of fierceness to the eye. Then onto cheeks, I used my Nabla Skin Bronzer in the shade Ambra, just to warm up the skin, give me a little bit of shape on the face as well. My blush is a limited edition one, but you can get one very similar, which I'll tell you now in a second. This is the MAC Extra Dimension Blush in the shade Look Don't Touch. Came out with the Black Cherry collection, that's the packaging on it there. If you can still get it because it's stunning. But if you can't get it, the Clinique Melon Pop Cheek Pop is very, very, very similar, which I also have. I just decided to use that one today. And then for my cheeks, as my highlight, I use my Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow, which has a bit of a pink sheen off it, so I use that to highlight the skin. Then onto lips, I use my All Reliable Whirl Lip Liner just to line my lips, filled it in a little bit. And then my lipstick is Flesh Pot, also very reliable. It's a very pale nude, but I did think it was a tiny bit warm with the pencil and the lipstick for how cool toned everything is on the eye. So I went in with my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Eclair, which is like a soft pinky kind of colour. Just to pink it up a little bit. I think it helps a little bit, kind of takes away that warmth of it. Okay guys, so that is look number 2 using the beautiful and stunning Mikayla and Glamlite palette. I'm loving this palette so much. I'm so excited for look number 3. Like, I'm very excited because I know exactly what I want to do. I've already picked out the colours I want to use and how I want to do it. And I'm very, very, very excited. So let's get straight into look number 3 because I'm so excited for it. Okay guys, so let's get into look number 3 using the Mikayla and Glamlite palette. I'm very excited with this look, but it's going to be a bit of a weird one. So I actually want to play with this little corner up here. So these two and this weird like purpley berry tone. I don't really know if I'm going to play with this one. I'm definitely going to use these two though. This is more of a plummy brown. It looks brown, but when it's swatched it's a bit more plummy, and then this one is quite bronzy. And then I may use something like Harley to kind of blend out, or How You Doing. I'm not sure, but I'm going to weird it up. Bear with me on this one. Stick with me here. I'm going to use Stunning as my inner corner highlight, the green. So it's going to be a very weird look, but very grungy and very me, I think. I'm hoping, and I want it dramatic. So let's get into it. Okay, so on my skin already, I just have a little bit of foundation and brows and my eyeshadow primer on, which is all listed down below. And then I'll do the rest of my skin as we continue on with the shadows. So I'm going to actually start with Willow, the deepest shade. I just want to see how dark I can get this, and I want it to be dark, so I want this to be the focal point. I'm going to take this on a Cash Beauty K08 brush, so a small little blending brush for the crease, and just pop that on the outer corner here. Ooh, I like the tone of that. So that's just going to go on the outer corner, and then I'm running that through the crease a little bit. And just build it up. Don't blend it out too far just yet. Wait until you're actually going in with your proper blend. But just to get it nice and opaque. That is dark. As dark as my soul. And I love it. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a Cash Beauty 06 brush. A K06. It's the biggest fluffy brush from that set. And there's floof on my brush. But I'm going to take that. I'm going to use the shade How You Doing, which is this one here. It's a little bit on the cooler tone of the medium browns in here. It's a bit cooler. Not the coolest tone brown in the world, but whatever. And I may use Harley then to blend that out a little bit. So I'm just taking a dab of it because I don't really want this to be like a focal point of the look. I just want this for blending purposes. And I'm just going to shimmy this around the edges of that dark. I'm calling it purple because on me it's coming out purple. Making sure all down here is nice and blended out. Then just going back in with the smaller brush that I use for the deeper shade, just with whatever's left on it, and then you can just gradually get your nice blend between them, but they're blending very easy into each other anyway. Okay, we're looking very intense, so that's fine. I'm gonna do a little bit of lower lash line work just with the deeper shades, and then we can do a little bit of shimmer on the lid because the shimmers are my favorite part of this palette. So I'm gonna go back into Willow here, and I'm gonna take that on a, I think this is a BH Cosmetics, yes, rose gold number 10 brush, a little pencil brush like this, and I'm just gonna use that and go a little bit ham on the lower lash line. I want this to be dramatic enough, and I never mention this, but I do always put primer on my lower lash line as well to help the shadows stick and be the same consistency as the top, because why would you prime the top and not the bottom if you're going to apply primer, or if you're going to apply shadow there? You want it to stick there as well, just as evenly. And a lot of people are more prone to smudging and fading on the lower lash line anyway, so pop a bit of eyeshadow primer there, just a little bit along the line of your lashes. So I just brought that quite thickly, but that's kind of how I like my eyes to be anyway. I'm going to pop that across the whole lash line, and then I connected it just on the outer corner out there. Okay, so I'm going to pop on a little bit of glitter primer for my shimmers on the lid, and I think I will use my finger because I just prefer to do it that way. So I'm just popping that on the lid just with my finger. Just make sure it's nice and even across the lid. Also, I haven't really gotten any fallout from that deeper purpley shade. Like, there's a tiny bit, but I thought there was going to be more. So now I was between using Manifest and Cookie, the kind of more bronzy one, and then this new, but I'm actually going to go with Cookie, the more bronzy one, because it actually has like purpley reflex in it. But I do want to keep this more on the really smoky grungy neutral, kind of, and then add the pop of green as a colour. I don't want it to be purple and then adding a pop of green, because I just think that'll be too many colours for the look that I want to go for. It would be a beautiful look, which I may do in the future, but not right now. So I'm just picking up Cookie on a little flat brush. This is a 239, I think, from MAC. And then just press that. These shimmers, I swear to God, press that all over where we applied the glitter primer. If I'm going to do neutrals, these are the kinds of neutrals I go for. I'm getting a good bit of fallout from this shimmer though, but I haven't done my under eye concealer, so I'm not mad. Oh, just as a catch the light, you get them little flecks of pink and purple and gold. Then just going back in with a little bit more willow on that same little brush we used for at the beginning, and just tap that through the outer corner here where it meets the shimmer. And a little bit, just run that along the edge of the crease just to make sure there's no harsh lines. Okay, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I'm going to just tidy up my under eyes, do a bit of concealer, set my face a little bit more, and then we will come back and finish off the eyes. I still have the green to go, and smoking out the lower lash line, how could I forget? Okay, so I am all finished with my skin for now. I'll come back to cheeks as I go off camera again, but I'm going to go in with a K07 brush from Cash Beauty as well. It's like a pinched fluffy brush, so it's a little bit pinched this way and then it's flat the other way and quite fluffy, but I want to use this then because it's a bit flatter, fits a bit nicer under my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with How You Doing again, which is what I use to blend out the top, and we're just going to do the exact same and tickle that just across the edges of that deeper shade on the lower lashes. Then just taking my little pencil brush again, a little bit more of Willow, and just re-intensify right close to the lashes. I want this to be super, super dark down here. Okay, so now for the really weird part, I'm going to go in with the shade Stunning, which is the most stunning shade in the palette to me. This is one of my favourite shades to use. I don't know how this is going to look, so we're just going to go with it and see what happens. This could be a trust the process. But I'm going to take that on a little flat brush like this, and just, I don't have a name on this brush, it's just a brush I've had for a million years, and we're just going to pop that. Ooh, I'm liking. Just going to pop that on the inner corner, just right around the whole tear duct. And in some lights it reflects a little bit more gold, and in some it's a bit more green. So it just kind of depends on how it catches the light, but it is a chartreusey green sort of shade. Okay, that green is just so shiny and sparkly. I have to do another look with this palette using that green, maybe the other kind of limey green, maybe doing like a green and purple look or something like that. I don't know. This giving me life, this green. It's not going to be for everyone, but hey ho, here we go. I'm in love. I can't help it. This is so me going out on a night out. I would totally wear this look. I'm loving it. It's going to look so good once I grounded it with a little bit of liner and mascara. I think it'll really pull together then. I don't know what kind of lip I want to do. I have one lip in mind, then I've got a dark lip in mind. But I don't know, we'll have to try them on and see. So I'm going to do that now in a second. I'm going to jump off, I'm going to finish off my eyes, cheeks and lips, and I will come back and show you what I used on my face. Alrighty guys, so this is how I finish off the look. I am loving this look. This is such a me kind of look. I feel so glam, but still a little bit weird as well with the little pop of green, but it's still basically a dark smoky eye, but just a little weird pop of green, and I'm loving it. So On my face, let me start with eyes. So I didn't do any upper lash line liner because with the lashes being so dramatic, I don't really feel like I needed it. And I liked how it looked without it as well. So I used my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Crave, which is just this really, really dark, it basically matches that dark brown plummy kind of shade really well. It's maybe a bit darker, but it kind of matches the tone very well. So I smudged that into my lashes. Then for my mascara, it's the one I'm currently using. This is the Maybelline Great Lash Mascara, an oldie but a goodie. It's the first time I'm using it though. Well, it's the second time I'm actually wearing it. But yeah, this is my current mascara for the time being. In future, I've said this before, in future videos you'll probably see me use other mascaras, but this is the one I'm actually currently using right now because I've pre-recorded those videos. And then the super dramatic lashes are House of Lashes lashes, and they are Starlit. So they're super long in the center, like they're longer in the center than they are on the sides. Really dense, very fluffy, loads going on, lots of layers going on, and I just think it looks really, really nice. I think it just adds to the whole drama of the look. Then onto cheeks. Most of it was done using this guy here. This is the Cheek Parade from Benefit. So I used a mix between Hoola Light and Hoola just to get a nice in-between kind of bronzer shade. It was actually mostly normal Hoola because I wouldn't say I'm tan now. Let's not go that far. I'm a little bit warmer than I normally am. So that's what I use. And then my blush is Rockateur, which is this neutral, kind of rosy, neutral blush. And I just popped that on my cheeks to give a bit of colour. Then for highlight, I didn't want anything too coloured, I just wanted shine, shine, shine. So I went in with my Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb highlighter in the shade How Many Carats? And it's the white one, it's the one that has like no colour to it, it just reflects super wet and sparkly. It's sparkly though, so it's not a shimmer, it's a sparkle. So that's what you're getting when you buy it, but I love it. Then onto lips, I use my Bobbi Brown lip pencil in the shade Bobby, which is this kind of cool toned brown, almost like stone lip liner from MAC, if you know that one. That's what I use to line my lips. And then for the actual lips, I used the MAC Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick. It's not written on it anymore because I've had it for so long. The Retro Matte Liquid Lipstick in the shade Burnt Spice. It's just a super nice, soft, warm-ish brown. Kind of like how Velvet Teddy looks like on most people, but Velvet Teddy doesn't look like that on me. It looks like this. This is the kind of version of that sort of lip that I do, but with the pencil I kind of deepened it just a little bit and cooled it down a little bit as well. So that is my finished look, and that is my third and final look of this video for my 3 Looks On palette using the Mikayla and Glamlite Collab palette. I love this palette. I cannot wait to do a little bit more. I want to definitely use this green in a focus. There is the other green in here. What is it called? Bonehead, that one there. I want to do something with that. So I may do an all green look, I think. Something like that. There is lots of shades in here that I didn't put on my eyes, but I have swatched. And if there's any more colour combinations you want me to do with it, let me know. I'll do a get ready with me or something like that with it. Just let me know in the comments down below. What are your favourite colour combinations out of this palette? Or just generally, what are your favourite colour combinations in eyeshadow? I want to know that down below. If you did like this video, then give me a big thumbs up down below. It's the quickest, simplest and easiest way to get me a little bit of support, get me around to more people, and let me know you like the video so I'll continue to do more. I have many more 3 Looks On palettes, which I'm a little bit behind on, but that's fine. 3 Looks On palettes. First impressions of palettes, which usually comes first before all the 3 Looks On palettes. I have got colour series. I have got up close collection. That is all to look forward to. I have many things in mind of things to do and many more palettes to get through. So if you do want to see those, then hit subscribe down below to see all of that coming up soon. Also Lush videos. We've got Lush videos. We've got the Lush subscription box once a month. As you know, I love Lush, so I always enjoy unboxing Lush stuff, so it's very, very exciting. If you do too, hit subscribe down below. And as I said in the beginning and the second look as well, my Instagram is linked down below so you can see all the pictures of this look. They will go up sometime after the video goes live. Don't ask me when, because I have a whole backlog of stuff to go up on there, but it will go up if you want to see all the up close pictures, and follow me there for a little bit more, I don't know, everything else. I am thinking about making a personal Instagram for you guys to follow. It's like just life kind of things. It's not, I don't do a lot in life, it's usually this stuff, but just, you know, things I don't want to put onto my makeup page, and then, you know what I mean, I might do both. I don't know, I'm adding more stuff to my plate that I don't need, but hey ho, it might be fun, and I'll let you know if I do. So yeah, I will see you in the next video, guys.